You have just received terrifying news. For months, you have endured agonizing back or neck pain, numbness shooting into your limbs, and a complete loss of your normal life. You finally went to a surgeon. They looked at your MRI, pointed to a severely collapsed, degenerated disc, and told you that your only option is a spinal fusion. You are now staring at a future where heavy titanium screws and metal rods are permanently drilled into your skeleton, locking your bones together forever. You are terrified of losing your flexibility, never being able to bend normally again, and living with chronic stiffness. If you are experiencing this fear, you are not alone. However, before you agree to permanent skeletal reconstruction, you must understand that medical technology has evolved. Today, we are going to break down the exact mechanical differences between traditional spinal fusion and advanced artificial disc replacement. We will explain the physics of your spine, the hidden dangers of fusing joints together, and exactly how we determine which procedure will give you your life back. To understand why one surgery might destroy your mobility while the other saves it, you must understand how your spine is engineered. Your spine is not a single solid column. It is a highly complex kinetic chain composed of 33 individual bones stacked on top of each other. Between each bone sits an intervertebral disc. This disc acts as a pressurized hydraulic shock absorber, and it serves as the crucial pivot point that allows your spine to bend forward, lean backward, and twist side to side. Every time you move, the mechanical stress of your body weight is distributed evenly across all of these discs. They share the load perfectly. But when a disc suffers from severe degenerative disease, it loses its water content. It flattens out and turns brittle. It can no longer absorb shock, and it can no longer support smooth movement. The bones begin to grind directly against each other, crushing the delicate nerve roots and causing severe, relentless pain. To stop this pain, a surgeon must physically remove the dead, collapsed disc. The critical question is, what do we put in its place? For decades, the standard medical answer to this problem has been spinal fusion. In a fusion procedure, the surgeon completely removes the degenerated disc. They place a plastic or titanium spacer cage into the empty gap to prop the bones back open. Then, they fill the area with bone graft material. Finally, they use thick metal screws and heavy rods to rigidly lock the vertebra above and the vertebra below tightly together. The goal of this surgery is to completely eliminate all movement at that specific joint. Over the next 6 to 12 months, your body heals by literally growing new bone across the gap, welding the two separate vertebrae into one single, solid block of bone. Because the joint can no longer move, the bone-on-bone grinding stops, and the localized nerve pain is usually cured. However, spinal fusion comes with a massive, hidden biomechanical consequence. By welding a segment of your spine into a solid block, you have broken the kinetic chain. When you bend over to tie your shoes, the fused section can no longer absorb its share of the movement. Therefore, the physical stress does not disappear. It simply transfers to the healthy spinal disc directly above the fusion and the healthy disc directly below the fusion. This places double the mechanical workload on those adjacent discs. Over the next 5 to 10 years, those healthy discs will rapidly wear out, collapse, and herniate under the unnatural stress. This is a highly documented medical complication known as adjacent segment disease. It is the primary reason why patients who get a spinal fusion often need a second and then a third fusion surgery later in life. To solve this destructive domino effect, biomedical engineers developed artificial disc replacement, or ADR. In this advanced procedure, we still remove the dead disc, but instead of packing the space with bone and locking it with screws, we insert a highly sophisticated mobile implant. These artificial discs are typically constructed from surgical-grade titanium or cobalt chromium endplates, with a specialized medical-grade polyethylene core acting as a smooth, sliding bearing. When placed between the bones, the artificial disc acts exactly like your natural shock absorber. It preserves the natural height of the spine, and most importantly, it preserves your complete range of motion. Because the joint continues to move naturally, it does not transfer massive amounts of destructive stress to the adjacent healthy discs. You maintain your flexibility, and you drastically reduce the risk of needing another spine surgery in the future. So, if artificial disc replacement preserves motion and protects the rest of your spine, why doesn't every surgeon use it? Why are you still being offered a fusion? The answer lies in elite diagnostics. Artificial disc replacement is an incredible technology, but it requires the spine to be structurally stable. We cannot use an artificial disc on every patient. We must act as medical detectives and rigorously evaluate your high-definition MRI and specialized motion X-rays. We must examine the facet joints, the small hinges at the back of your spine. If a patient has severe facet joint osteoarthritis, meaning those back hinges are completely destroyed and grinding heavily, an artificial disc will fail. Because the artificial disc preserves motion, it will allow those damaged back hinges to continue grinding, and the patient will wake up in severe pain. Furthermore, if the patient has spondylolisthesis, where the bones are dangerously sliding forward and backward due to extreme instability, an artificial disc cannot hold them in place. This is the ultimate surgical decision. If your facet joints are healthy and your bones are stable, artificial disc replacement is a miraculous procedure that saves your mobility. But if your joints are severely arthritic or highly unstable, a spinal fusion is the absolute safest and most effective way to eliminate your pain and protect your spinal cord. You should never agree to a spinal fusion simply because it is the only surgery your local doctor knows how to perform. You must demand to know if you are a candidate for motion preservation. Every spine is unique, and applying a one-size-fits-all surgery is dangerous. Stop guessing about your future mobility. Let our expert neurosurgeons review your complete medical history and imaging. Click the link in the description to upload your MRI, CT scans, and X-rays to our secure portal. We will map the exact condition of your discs and facet joints, provide a definitive, personalized second opinion on your surgical options, and ensure you receive the exact mechanical solution your spine requires.